What's up everybody, this is Lyle, No Hippie Barbecue. What I'm going to be doing in this video is I'm going to be making some keto friendly shrimp Alfredo. Now this happens to be keto friendly, but even if you're not on a keto diet, this is something that you can rock with as well. The ingredients are pretty straightforward and easy, so let's go ahead and get to those. First ingredient I have is we have some pretty large shrimp. You could go as large or as small as you want. These happen to be 13-15 count shrimp. Now we're going to be seasoning these with the seasoning called Sweet Smoky Joe Fish and Seafood Seasoning. They make two of these different brands. They have one that has lemon and one without. We're going to be rocking with the one that does not have the lemon in it because lemon is going to be one of our other ingredients. We also have some onions. We're going to be using some cream cheese to kind of thicken it up a little bit. Some Parmesan cheese, garlic, Italian seasoning. We're going to be cooking the shrimp in some olive oil. We're going to be using some heavy cream. And I have some yellow zucchini zoodles, or whatever you want to call them. And we're going to be serving this with it as well. As far as the Sweet Smoky Joe Fish and Seafood Seasoning goes, I'm just going to add it to our shrimp and coat it up. Now, if you don't have this, which I'm sure a lot of you guys may not, I'll leave a link to this in the description where you could go and buy some. If you don't have this, salt, pepper, maybe some paprika, or any flavor profile you like is going to work well with this. Now that we have those seasoned up, I'm going to clear this space, get my skillet out. We're going to start on this shrimp. Now that I've added about 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil to our skillet and got it at a medium-high heat, we're going to add our shrimp in, and we're going to want this in one layer. We're going to cook them for about 2.5 minutes per side. If you have smaller shrimp, you'd probably want to go about 2 minutes. So that's 2.5 minutes on both sides. I'm going to remove them from the skillet and set them on a plate off to the side. Now that we have the shrimp removed, hit it with a little bit of olive oil. About 1 tablespoon, 1.5 tablespoons, somewhere in that neighborhood. Got that. Throw our onions in. And I'm going to throw our garlic in now as well. You could do this step down the road, but we should be fine. We're going to saute this for about 5 minutes. Now that our onions are softened, we're going to hit it with our lemon juice. Now if you don't want to use lemon juice, you can use white wine, chicken stock. And I'm going to let this simmer for about 1.5 minutes just to reduce this by about half. So this is at a chance to reduce by about half. I'm going to add about 2 cups of heavy cream to it. And I'm eyeballing it. Maybe a little more. And we're going to throw in our Italian seasoning. Stir that in. We're going to bring this to a simmer, and we're going to allow this to cook for another 2 minutes. Now that this is simmered for 2 minutes, it's time for us to add our Parmesan cheese, and I'm going to stir this in until it gets incorporated. That right there is good to go. I'm going to shut this burner off, get my shrimp back in. The shrimp should be about 3/4 of the way cooked right now. We're going to add our zucchini noodles in and stir it until it's well incorporated. And I'm going to let it sit for about 5 minutes, and the shrimp should be fully cooked by then. So one of the ingredients I thought I was going to need to add to this was a little bit of cream cheese after I added those zucchini noodles just to thicken it up. But it looks like it thickened up real nicely on its own, so no need to add any of that in. One thing I would do if I was to make this recipe again would be to add probably one more zucchini noodle or one more zucchini to this recipe just to kind of bulk it up a little bit more, but it looks and smells great. I'm going to plate this up. We're going to taste it, see if it's a winner. So this right here is a wrap. Like I mentioned earlier, I probably should have added about one, maybe two more zucchini noodles to this, which I might do off camera anyway. My wife's not home. But just in case I don't get a chance to do that, I'm just going to eat one of these shrimp in case I don't get a chance to add any more, because she will want it. This is a winner, even without that cream cheese. You got to give this a try. If you're trying to get down with a little ketogenic diet or something like that, this is a must try. Now, like I mentioned earlier, a link to where you can buy that Sweet Smoky Joe seafood seasoning is going to be in the description below. They got a bunch of other different kind of seasonings over there as well. I'd like to thank you guys for stopping by No Hippie Barbecue. I appreciate it. Comment, subscribe, and I'm out.